When I was 14, I picked up a cigarette smoking habit, and I didn't drop that habit until I was about 40 years old. So that's a long time of ingesting nicotine. And for the longest time, as I tried to quit, it seemed like I had no control over quitting. You know, I promised myself I'm not gonna smoke today, no matter what. I'd throw out a pack of cigarettes, throw out all the lighters, throw out the ashtrays, any of the accoutrement of smoking cigarettes. And I'd find myself walking out of a 7-Eleven with a cigarette pack opened, a cigarette in my mouth lit. How did that happen? I felt like I just had no agency or control over that particular habit. And when we look at our lives sometimes, we can notice a lack of control, a lack of feeling of agency. And agency to me means the power over our decisions and our actions, if you will. And when we don't feel like we have agency or control over our lives, things can spiral pretty quickly. Sometimes in tiny, little, innocent ways, and sometimes in big, drastic, life-threatening ways. I would say continuing to smoke, for instance, is pretty life-threatening. I've had worse habits, which I've talked about before, but smoking is pretty darn dangerous. So when we look at what agency or level of control we have, we look at that in coaching together, in high performance coaching. We also do what I would call a habit audit. So we look at your habits and we figure out what habits are helping you move towards or away from performing at your best, but also feeling your best. What habits might you have that are pulling you away from who you really, really want to be? And maybe pulling you towards someone you don't want to be. So we look at that through our audit of your habits, and then we figure out how can we build in more agency and control in your day-to-day life so that you can move towards a higher performance, but also you can move towards who you're meant to be. And when we move towards who we're really meant to be, we move towards fulfillment. And when we're more fulfilled, the funny thing is, we start achieving more because we're happier. The person that shows up to lunch with our clients brings more joy to the conversation, brings more passion and enthusiasm and light. And when we bring more passion, enthusiasm, and light, we attract more. We attract more love, we attract more business, we attract more fun. Life gets better. So finding a way to build in better habits that build better agency over our lives gives us a feeling of control and empowerment so that we can make decisions that help propel us to where we want to go. And by the way, no one has complete control. There's so much that's out of our control. But for that little tiny sliver of our lives that we can actually influence, we should influence that piece to the highest degree possible. Because that, my friends, is living a much more fully charged, energetic, exciting life. So won't you join me on the journey? I'm excited to announce I'm launching a group coaching program. We're going to meet for 90 minutes every other week, and it will be nothing less than transformational. If you're interested, apply below.